What is up, everybody? Welcome to my review of the Dynamic Discs Marshal. Big thank you to Dynamic Discs for sponsoring this review. They've been really gracious. Hooked me up with some sweet Trilogy plastic to test and review. Mostly dynamic, but I also have posted the Westside Long Bowman review, and I will also be posting a review on the Gobi, the new overmold from Latitude 64. So stay tuned for those. I appreciate their support. Anthony and Bobby have been super solid, hooking me up with plastic to test and review, and I appreciate it for sure. Let's take a look at this guy. Classic blend Marshal. Here are some flight numbers for you: 3, 4, 0, and 1. You can see this one's got some swirliness to it in there, some brighter plastic in there. Perhaps not my first choice for disc for color, but it's bright enough that you can see it. It's not too bad. I just prefer pinks and oranges and that sort of thing, but no big deal. Perfectly fine, especially for the review. Classic blend. Good looking stamp. Flight numbers, showed you those. We know how Bobby loves those flight numbers, but as we know here and in general, they're just a basic guideline, help you get an idea of what to expect from the disc. Don't take them as gospel, and certainly don't use them as an excuse to not try a disc if it doesn't fit the numbers that you want. That's kind of silly. 174 Dynamic Discs, made in Sweden. I'll also say Marshal right there. Take a look at the rim profile on this guy. So it's got a little bead there and has a pretty comfortable kind of classic putter shape to it. Nothing too outrageous there. Pretty flat across the top, as you can see. Quite a flat disc. The classic blend plastic is phenomenal. All the classic versions just have amazing grip, just like the Zero plastic from Latitude and the BT plastics from Westside. They just feel amazing. The blend is super grippy, just feels great in the hand. So if you want a little bit of give under the thumb and you want a little bit of flexibility, but not as much as this is a soft caltrop, you can see how much more that bends and flexes than the Marshal, but still has some give to it, and it's not super rigid in the hand. If you want something a little more rigid, just go for the Classic Hard. They pretty much have all your bases covered. And then they also have the Classic Super Soft. I don't know if the Marshal's available in that yet, but if you really want that soft, floppy plastic, they have that for you as well. The blend feels great. It's probably one of my favorites. I like the soft or the blend. Either way, they work very well, feel great in the hand. This is my soft caltrop from my bag, which I figured I would throw up next to it, just to give you a quick comparison in the rim profile designs here. Another flat top caltrop, more overstable, less glide for sure, but just to give you a little look at the line next to each other. So let's talk about the flight of the Marshal. You can see, if you watch any coverage of Paige Pierce this season, that she's been throwing this thing on a rope. And it's just one of those discs that's just point and shoot. I know exactly where it's going to go when I release it. It's just a really accurate, consistent, straight, stable approach disc or short-range driver. It's a great putter inside the circle as well if you want something that's a little more stable. Maybe you play more golf in windy conditions, or you just like that stability for a strong spin putt into the chains. I would carry the Marshal more for approaches and short-range tee shots, because you can throw a full power throw on it. It does not want to flip over accidentally, but it also doesn't drop off the line. It holds straight for a really long way, gentle finish at the end of the flight, and it's one of those discs that's basically point and shoot. If you release it nice and flat, it's going to go dead straight, nice and flat, straight at the basket. It, like all putters, likes a little bit of height to be able to carry down the fairway and get you that nice distance. Throw it a little higher, it'll keep floating for a while and push forward. It's not something you're going to get much distance on a low line unless you have a ton of snap. But putters in general, you want to throw them a little higher to stretch distance out of them, so that's nothing too out of the ordinary for this disc. If you throw it on anhyzer, it will hold that and pan out smooth and finish back flat for me, or maybe even came back just a hair, depending on how much power I put on it and how much I cranked it over. But it's just a really nice workhorse line holding approach disc or a short range tee shot disc. Good glide, and a nice workable stability where you know where it's going to go. You don't have to worry about flipping it accidentally, and you definitely don't have to worry about it hooking and dropping off of your line. So it's just a really solid disc. I like it quite a bit. That is my review on the Classic Blend Marshal. Thanks to Dynamic Discs for sponsoring this review. Thanks to you guys for watching, and I'll check you later. All right, cheers.